Welcome to MI Radio's Myanmar Today. I'm Melody, and here are today's reports. Government extends project to other places to support pregnant women. Passengers back to increase in number in water transport. Companies likely to join Yangon Stock Exchange in last quarter of 2020. Yangon Book Plaza organizes book fair marking 3rd anniversary. Before we get to the reports, let's take a look at the featured local news for today. State Councillor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi held a meeting with the chairpersons from the leading bodies of self-administered division zones and heads of administrative bodies from Naypyidaw Council area, regions, and states on Tuesday. At the meeting, the state councillor said that Myanmar was a country which was moving towards the goal of a democratic federal union. To establish a genuine democratic union, basically it was necessary to achieve unity based on diversity. The fires of internal conflicts have existed in Myanmar ever since she gained independence because she has not been able to establish unity based on diversity. At the meeting, she wanted all the self-administered division zones to think how they could assist in the establishment of the democratic federal union. People in every area and every group want to preserve their unique characteristics. It would be possible to say that we are firmly on the path toward a democratic federal union if we were able to nurture a spirit which believes such preservation has a better chance of success under the umbrella of a union. She wanted to say something about COVID-19 in the whole country. Government personnel have to work very hard and suffer great hardships. We can be proud of the fact that these efforts have resulted in the meeting the challenge of this disease not only at the country level, but also at the global level. The state councillor also said the right to vote is the biggest right for a citizen. Not only is it a very valuable right, but it is also a very important duty. It is the duty of the state to ensure that citizens are able to perform their duties and to exercise the right to vote. In her concluding remark, the state councillor said that it is expected that all the nationals have a common hope for the country. Although people have different backgrounds of political parties and areas, serving for the nation is a noble task for all civil service staff. The duty must be performed with the highest capacity in a proper way. Chairman of the National Land Use Council Vice President U Henry Van de Yu addressed the council's 5th meeting on Tuesday afternoon. At the meeting at the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environmental Conservation in Naypyidaw, the Vice President stressed that the work committees need cooperation, following the guideline from the National Land Use Council and accepting the support from Technical Advisory Board. The National Land Use Council, European Union, and Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation signed a record of discussion in January. The European Union has been working for promoting integrated land use planning and management in Myanmar, which is a 4-year project with an estimated cost of 5 million euros, with the support from FAO. Also, a series of matters including plans, land law, writing, land use project drawing, agricultural development strategy, preparations for local and foreign visitors, and land use for industrial and special economic zones, as well as for urban development and housing projects. The meeting included a video conferencing discussing the work processes in regions and states. And I believe it's time now for our first report. As the second phase of giving financial support to women with pregnancy, the Department of Social Welfare under the Ministry of Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement has extended its program to 9 states and regions. The introduction of this program was held on Tuesday at Park Royal Hotel in Naypyidaw. Willison has the full report.
The Department of Social Welfare under the Ministry of Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement had launched the project in the fiscal years of 2017 and 18, where the pregnant women and the children under 2 years of age were given financial support by the government. However, this project was initially available only to some of the places such as Naga Self-Administered Zone, Chin State, Rakhine State, Gayin State, Gaya State, Shan State, and Ayeyarwady Region. Therefore, on 11th of August, the Department of Social Welfare under the Ministry of Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement introduced the extension of this project to the remaining places, which are Nebira Council Area, Kachin State, Mon State, Magway Region, Sagaing Region, Mandalay Region, Yangon Region, Bago Region, and Teninda Region. The introduction of this extension of the project was held on 11th of August at Park Royal Nebira Hotel in Nebira, and speaking on how this project will be beneficial to the household with pregnant women across Myanmar, especially in this hard time of finance, U Aung Mo, Deputy Director General for the Department of Social Welfare, said,
ဒီစီစဉ်ဒီ COVID-19 ကာလအတွင်းမှာပေါ့နော်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီကိုဝန်ဆောင်မိခင်တွေအတွက်ဒါရည်ရွယ်ပြီးတော့ပြည်내တိုင်းဒေသကြီး9ခုမှာရှိတဲ့
with the aim to help the households across Myanmar, especially in 9 states and regions, in this COVID-19 time, we're launching this project of providing financial support to the pregnant women. The places which already have this program from the fiscal year of 2017 and 2018, we have already provided them a sum of 30,000 chats to the family with the pregnant women and children under 2 years of age. And this program is still going on in these areas, but now we are extending this program to other places which have not got this support, which is 9 states and regions number, but it does not include children 2 years of age. For these newly included places, it is only for the households with the pregnant women under CERP.
In order to implement e-government goals set by the government, the Department of Social Welfare is introducing the new application known as Muay Bai, where the registration to avail this fund can be made through online detailing the data. A pregnant woman has to show a proof of pregnancy with documents from related hospital or clinic, and after verification by the officials, the allotted sum of money can be collected through banking, whether mobile banking, other financial agencies, or personal bank account, with very little transaction fees, or in some cases with no transaction fees at all. Speaking further, Wu Jiaolintin, Director for Social Protection Section under the Department of Social Welfare, also said,
The fan of 30,000 years will be given to each of the applicant, which proper proof. We are giving priority to the registration using technology, and the fan will be transferred using mobile money and other banking sector. And if there are some areas where there is lack of using technology and other mobile-related services, we are collaborating with microfinance institutions where we will give the form in cash to the recipients. WeBike application for the registration can be downloaded from both Google Store and Apple App Stores. The application will be collected till 15 September, and by September 20, we will start distributing the fan to the recipients. We want to help the household affected by the impact of COVID-19, which is our main goal.
According to the report, the Department of Social Welfare, there are roughly more than 400,000 women who have already received the fund in the first phase, and as for the second phase, it is expected to reach out to 0.457 million women with this program across Myanmar.
That's the report on government extends project to other places to support pregnant women. There has been an increase in the number of passengers taking ferries in the water transport in Yangon River. The number in August more than those in the previous months. According to the inland water transport, for that reason, the travel by ferries in Yangon River has returned to almost normal before COVID-19 outbreak. The number of passengers traveling by ferries was 300 to 500 a day in the early occurrence of the COVID-19 and Tianjin holidays. After Tianjin, the number reached more than 5,000 and about 8,000 during May. The number of passengers was back to increase to nearly 20,000 a day at the end of June and averaged 25,000 a day during August. Zuan Men, Year 9 reports.
There has been an increase in the number of the passengers taking ferries in the water transport in Yangon River. The number in August more than those in the previous months. For that reason, the travel by ferries in Yangon River has returned to almost normal before COVID-19 outbreak, according to the Inland Water Transport. The number of passengers traveling by ferries was 300 to 500 a day in the early occurrence of the COVID-19 and Tianjin holidays. After Tianjin, the number reached more than 5,000 and about 8,000 during May. The number reached 12,000 to 15,000 a day during June, when the government instructed its departments to resume operation with full strength of the employees. The number of passengers was back to increase to nearly 20,000 a day at the end of June and averaged 25,000 a day during August. Dr. Kenu, manager of Bansodan Jetty of Inland Water Transport, said.
The number of passengers taking ferries is a bit more than before COVID-19 outbreak. There has been a gradual increase in the number of passengers. The runs of ferries in June have reached almost normal, but the number of passengers has not reached the normal figure yet. A little number is still needed. The ferries want the passengers to wear masks and wash hands as the COVID-19 is still going on because they are weakened following the health instructions. The passengers are warned by loudspeakers. We tell the passengers to sit some distance apart one another. The people are afraid of the COVID-19 in the early occurrence, but now they don't know being afraid of the virus no longer. We're keeping on warning the passengers.
The employees of the IWT are taking measures to prevent the possibility of the COVID-19 infection in the passenger launch and on the jetty. They are warning the passengers about the observance of the health instructions by loudspeakers 3 or 4 times a day. They have disinfected jetty, the passenger launch and jettyway and toilet since the occurrence of the COVID-19. Motorbike carriers, trishaws and other services are back in action, and they are going well because there has been an increase in the number of passengers. Ukokolet, 3-wheeled motorbike driver from Dala Township, said.
In
comparison with the early occurrence of the COVID-19, I am going well a little, but I am not going well too much. It is also different from the situation before the COVID-19. My business is back to go well a little, but I want it to get a little speed, not too much. The passenger have to go to the places in Dala, including the Saint Beach area, where there are no restrictions as the pagoda are not open yet. We take 1,500 or 2,000 just for charger if we drive inside Dala, but we take about 4,000 for purely. 6,000 charge for 20. We earn about 15,000 charge to 20,000 charge a day. Before the COVID-19, we earn a lot. Currently, during the holidays, 4 to 5 3-wheel motorbikes are carrying the passengers to the Saint Beach area.
Along with the health, the people have to stay at home for long due to the COVID-19 outbreak, and there is no local transmission now. Therefore, there has been an increase in the number of visitors in the country. Those visiting the places of interest on the other bank of Yangon River have now increased in number. Accordingly, the Inland Water Transport is providing water transport in use of 3 cherry ferries until 9 o'clock at night. Dr. Teng Mei U, the roadside hawker from Dala Township, said.
I've been selling here for about 20 years. My business was severely hit by the COVID-19. Now my business is back to recover a little, but my business has not returned to normalcy yet compared to that before the COVID-19 outbreak. I will have to thank for a little recovery of my business. It is not easy to tell whether sale folks will be good or not. It is not easy to forecast the prospects of my business. Not only me, but also all the peoples are hit by the COVID-19. I want the better sale and I want my business to return to normal as soon as possible.
The water transport in Yangon River plays a crucial role in Yangon. Those coming from Delta region can reach the downtown area of Yangon in a short time, just crossing Yangon River by ferry via Dala. The inland water transport is striving for passenger safety and better service, along with the health instructions regarding the COVID-19.
That's the report on passengers back to increase in number in water transport. According to the Yangon Stock Exchange is currently running with 6 listed companies, expecting the 7th company to join the exchange before the end of the year 2020.
More companies are likely to join the Yangon Stock Exchange during the last quarter of the 2020. The Yangon Stock Exchange is currently running with 6 listed companies, expecting 7 companies to join the exchange before the end of the year 2020, according to Uttaton, Senior Executive Manager of Yangon Stock Exchange.
Pipeline မှာနောက်ထပ်ဝင်လာမဲ့စီးဝင်ကုမ္ပဏီတွေကလည်းရှိနေပါတယ်။အဲ့တော့နောက်ထပ်ရောက်လာမဲ့စီးဝင်ကုမ္ပဏီတွေကိုကျွန်တော်လက်ခံစစ်ဆေးတာတွေဆောင်ရွက်လက်ရှိပါတယ်။
Currently, we are conducting the inspection of ensuring a company that gets joined to Yangon Stock Exchange as soon as possible. And there are more than 3 new entrant companies are also ready to be checked depending on the inspection period. We can't say that how many companies can join the YSX during the 2020. We're trying to list at least a new company in YSX during 2020 as much as we can. Soon, the companies which are joined to the YSX are going to be revealed to the public and the investors. For 2020, YSX will continue to struggle with existing companies and new entrant companies. The investors can be on the lookout for the announcement of the new entrant soon.
The foreign investors have started participating in trading YSX in the beginning of 2020. Due to COVID-19 crisis, the involvement of foreign investors has been slow in the market. But the YSX has doubled the matching frequency to the 7 times per day in a move to generate more interest and activities in local stock market. According to YSX report, trading value has increased of more than 40% of compared to before increasing the matching frequency. Uttaton also added about the summary of stocks exchange during the months of June and July.
ဒီနေ့တည်းမှာကျွန်တော်ပြောင်းလဲမှုတွေလုပ်ခဲ့တာရှိပါတယ်။ဒီကတော့ဒီရန်ကုန် stock exchange မှာရှိတဲ့စီးဝင်ကုမ္ပဏီတွေ foreigner participation
In July, the total of 6 listed companies traded for 12,532 of shares and 1.06 billion chats worth of trades were reached. About 48 million chats worth of trades were made daily in July, and in the stock indicator Myanpix, it indicates the stock trade point as 448 points. In June, 221,682 of shares and 1.31 billion chats worth of trades were reached. About over 60 million chats worth of trades were made daily, and in the stock indicator Myanpix, it indicates the stock trade point as 440 through 450 points, so it decreases about 14% compared to June.
Despite COVID-19, the YSX keeps developing. There are only 4 times per day of trading on Yangon Stock Exchange in March, but now the matching frequencies are conducted once in half hour, so there are 7 matching frequencies for the whole day. The annual YSX Expo 2020 is going to be held on 12 and 13 September and the detailed information for YSX Expo 2020 is going to be shared gradually via our website and social media platform of YSX, and so those who want to attend can pre-register. The YSX are also running the training course for basic stock trading, and its batch 1 has just finished last week. The online course took for a month to cover all the fundamentals of stock exchange, and training course consists of real training conducted by experienced persons in the field of stock exchange here in YSX, question and answer sections, and other facts regarding YSX and stock market. About 180 participants attended the first batch of the YSX online course, and the batch 2 for the basic stock training course is going to be open coming last week of August. The advanced course of stock market will be run during the final quarter of the year 2020, so the trainees who have finished the basic training can directly join the advanced course.
That's the report on companies likely to join Yangon Stock Exchange in last quarter of 2020. Amidst the COVID-19 virus infections, Yangon Book Plaza has organized a book fair under the guidelines of the Ministry of Health and Sports. Yangon Book Plaza is the biggest bookshop, which is full of bookstalls from 30 publishers and has booths for the famous writers and publishing houses. Starting from the 8th of August, the Yangon Book Plaza held the book fair for the readers.
Amidst the COVID-19 virus infection, Yangon Book Plaza has organized the book fair under the guidelines of the Ministry of Health and Sports. Yangon Book Plaza is the biggest bookshop, which is full of book stalls from 30 publishers and has booths for the famous writers and publishing houses. It has opened since 2017 and it has been 3 years now. Yangon Book Plaza is a popular location for such events like a new book introduction, old book exhibition, arts exhibition, and poems reciting at weekends. Dorothy Dishe, the manager of the Yangon Book Plaza, spoke to MI Radio how the book fair has been organized.
The book fair is organized to mark 3-year anniversary of the Yangon Book Plaza. We organize such kinds of book fair every year, offering the discount of 20% to 50%. Many readers have been waiting for those kinds of discount every year so that they can buy loads of books. As many people know, the Yangon Book Plaza is the biggest bookshop, full of many publishing houses and books. A lot of people came and buy the books every day. But we organized the book fair under the guidelines of the Ministry of Health and Sports. We also made a space for the social distancing, and we deliver the masks to everyone who entered the book plaza.
Since the outbreak of COVID-19 occurred in Myanmar in late March, many businesses have suffered a lot in financial situation, and book market also faced the same matter, and that struggle too. Many readers were afraid of going out to come to the bookshops. Dorothy Dishe also spoke about the current book market.
As we know, many people are afraid to go out since the COVID-19 started. We only have a few customers. At that time, we have to depend on online orders. Many young readers order books from online these times, but now the current book market is stable, and we have seen many youths loving to read. This is a very good situation to us.
Since the Yangon Book Plaza is a famous place for the bookworms and artists, the COVID-19 art exhibition by the artist MPP Yemi is also exhibited in the book fair. About the exhibition, the artist spoke to MI Radio and he said,
All my paintings in this exhibition are based on the COVID-19 affairs, and all the subjects are wild paintings. It is a really good movement for us, even though the COVID-19 is not finished yet. Many people who loved books also loved the arts. They came to see the paintings. I have seen that a lot of people have fun in this book fair. I am very pleased about that. And I also like thanks to those organizers of this book fair for inviting me. Many people also experienced the online art exhibition during the COVID-19 period, but the experiences are not the same. We hold this book fair and exhibition under the guidelines of the Ministry of Health and Sports. So I would like to invite them to come to this fair.
Many youth and older people love to come to the Yangon Book Plaza. Udansen from Bago region also came to this book fair and shared his feelings to MI Radio.
I came from Bago for my business and I saw this book fair through the Yangon Book Plaza Facebook page. So I came here to buy the books with my son. I haven't been to any bookshops due to the COVID-19 cases. Now I have a chance to buy the book in this book fair.
The third anniversary of Yangon Book Plaza and the COVID-19 art exhibition started from 8th of August to 16th of August. All the books are available with the discount prices starting from 20% to 50% from all the publishing houses.
That's the report on Yangon Book Plaza organizes book fair marking 3rd anniversary. Now to international news. Prime Minister Jean Castex on Tuesday said that France's coronavirus infection rate was headed in the wrong direction and that a collective response was necessary if it was to avoid losing control of the rebound in cases. The public was becoming careless, the Prime Minister warned, after official data recorded nearly 5,000 new COVID-19 infections from Saturday to Monday. The epidemic has killed more than 30,300 people in France. Castex said France was extending a ban on gatherings of more than 5,000 people until the end of October and will draw up new restrictions in the 20 largest cities to curb the rising infection rate. Local officials would be also asked to do more to encourage the wearing of masks in public spaces nationwide. Boeing on Tuesday reported another 43 canceled orders for the troubled 737 MAX in July. And with global aviation in a pandemic-imposed slump, the aerospace giant failed to secure new orders for any aircraft last month. According to a monthly report, the aircraft manufacturer this year has been hit with 398 cancellations for the 737 MAX, which has been grounded since March of last year, following 2 deadly crashes. Boeing delivered just 4 aircraft in July, 2 787 Dreamliners to Air France KLM and Turkish Airlines, as well as 2 cargo planes, compared to 19 in the same month of 2019. The delivery rate is key since that is when the manufacturers receive most of the price of the plane. The manufacturer has been making strides towards getting the MAX certified to fly again, with test flights in late June. But authorities have not yet given the green light, and Boeing is not expected to resume deliveries until the 4th quarter at the earliest. That's all with the news and reports on Myanmar Today. Hope everyone is staying safe.